Good morning. So in the last class, we have discussed about the dragline mining, and today we are going to discuss bucket wheel excavators. Okay. So these things we have discussed. Dragline operation in open cast mines. So let us go to the bucket wheel excavator. Yes. So this bucket wheel excavator is a continuous miner technology. So if you are going to use the bucket wheel excavators, then you don't need any other machine. It will continuously mine the deposit uh, and it will also transport the material. So this is therefore called the continuous mining technology. Uh, so the bucket wheel excavators are the machines which are presently being used in Naval Lignite Corporation in their open cast mines having soft strata. So you can use the bucket wheel excavator for soft strata uh, So since lignite deposit is very soft, so therefore the bucket wheel excavators are being used in Navali Lignite Corporation in their open cast mines. So uh, uh, the bucket wheel excavates the materials without blasting. Since the strata is soft, so you don't need any blasting. So without blasting, this machine can uh, this machine can transport and cut the material from the deposit. So the bucket will excavates the material without blasting and is transported by the help of a series of belt conveyor systems, and also there are spreaders which spreads the material. So this is the operation of bucket wheel excavator. Okay, so this machine which is shown here is called your bucket wheel excavator. So this is a very big machine. Bucket wheel excavator is a very big machine. You just see uh, this is the wheel, and this wheel is having number of buckets. So whenever this wheel is rotated, so it will cut the material. Therefore, it is called your bucket wheel excavator. Bucket wheel excavator. So this bucket wheel excavator, uh, this is a machine which is very suitable for excavating these soft materials like your lignite. And also this machine, bucket wheel excavator, can mine non-sticky material in large quantities. So the material should be soft and non-sticky, then only bucket wheel excavators can be used for the extraction of the deposit. So lignite deposits usually are associated with soft overburden. Usually, the lignite deposits are associated with soft overburden. Uh, Most of the lignite mines in the world use these bucket wheel excavators for both overburden as well as for the lignite mining. As throughout the world, if you see, the lignite deposits are mined by bucket wheel excavators. Both the overburden material, waste material is mined by bucket wheel excavator, as well as the lignite deposit is also mined by the bucket wheel excavator. So, because as is the case, these lignite mines are used in Navali Lignite Corporation of India for semi-hard material also be made suitable for bucket wheel excavators by small blasting. So the bucket wheel excavator is very suitable for soft overburden material. Also, if the overburden material is medium hard material, semi-hard materials can also be mined by bucket wheel excavators by using small blastings, light blasting. So if the material is semi-hard, you can have a small blasting round, and after that the bucket wheel excavator can excavate the material. So the bucket wheel excavator is therefore is a continuous excavating machine. Continuous means it will rotate, the wheel is going to rotate continuously and cut the material. Therefore, it is called continuous mode of excavating the material. So the bucket wheel excavator is a continuous mode of excavating machine, and it is capable of removing overburden up to 1200 cubic meter per hour. The bucket wheel excavator can excavate the overburden at the rate of 1200 cubic meter per hour. The excavation component of bucket wheel excavator is a large rotating wheel is there mounted on an arm or boom. So the machine, the bucket wheel excavator machine having a large rotating wheel is there mounted on an arm or boom. On the other edge of the wheel is a series of scoops or buckets are there. On the outer edge of the wheel, and there is series of scoops or buckets. As the wheel turns, the bucket removes the soil. As the wheel turns, the bucket removes overburden coal from the target areas and carries it around to be the backside of the wheel, where it falls onto a conveyor belt which carries the material to the identified destination. Usually, the bucket wheel excavators work in combination with crusher and conveying. So usually the bucket wheel excavator works in combination with a crossing unit, crusher, and a conveying unit. So after the material is crossed, the material is transported by the help of a belt conveyor system. This is the mechanism of bucket wheel excavator mining. Bucket wheel excavator mining. Okay, so here, sorry. Here you see, this is the mine. This is the mine clearly shown. So these are the benches. Means this is the top bench, This is the middle bench. This is the bottom bench. This one is also the bottom bench. Okay, so what is done? So this bucket wheel excavator excavates the material, coats the material, scoops the material, and transports the material by the help of a belt conveyor system. So this is the layout of a mine where bucket wheel excavators are used. This is the top bench. This is the top bench where there is a bucket wheel excavator. This is the middle bench where there is a bucket wheel excavator. This is the bottom bench. This is the again middle bench. There is a bucket wheel excavator, and at the bottom there is bottom bench. There is another bucket wheel excavator. So this machine is very big machine which cuts the material, soft material, and transports the material by the help of a belt conveyor system. So this is the layout of a mine, surface mine, lignite surface mine. So you see the top layer is your soil, the rock. The top layer is your soil, the topsoil, then your subsoil, then rock is there. So this soil, subsoil, and rock are called your overburden material. These overburden materials are to be uh, uh, removed to get the minerals lying below it. So this is the layout of a mine showing the application of bucket wheel excavators in the surface mines. So this bucket wheel excavator, you can see here how big is the machine, how big is the can be seen from this diagram. So it is very clearly visible here. This is the wheel, this is the wheel, and this wheel is having number of buckets like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like that number of buckets are there. So whenever this wheel rotates in the clockwise direction, these buckets they cut the material, and after cutting the material it feeds to the belt conveyor system, and this belt conveyor system takes the material and feeds to the spreader so that the material can be sprayed on the reclamation site. So this is the gigantic machine, very big machine used in surface mines for excavation of the soft material, excavation of the soft material by the help of the bucket wheel excavator. This the overview, 3D overview uh, of the bucket wheel excavator is shown here. It is shown very nicely that this is the wheel. This is the wheel. This wheel rotates in the clockwise direction, and after cutting the material, it feeds to the belt conveyor system, and this belt conveyor material is this material which flows from the cutting edge and transfers the material to this belt conveyor, and this belt conveyor feeds to the spreader so that the material can be spreaded on the dump yard. So this is the overview, three-dimensional view of an bucket wheel excavator machine. So uh, this machine, how it works, method of mining. Method of mining carried out by the bucket wheel excavators. This is a open cast mining method, continuous mining system using bucket wheel excavators and spreaders and conveyor system. So whenever you are going to use the bucket wheel excavators, along with the bucket wheel excavators, you have to use the spreaders, you have to use the conveyor system to convey the materials. So you see in this diagram, uh, in this diagram, uh, so the lignite deposit, this is the bottom portion, bottom bench is your lignite bench. This is the lignite bench. Bottom bench is your lignite bench. Average height of the bench is 15 meter, and maximum height of the bench is 22 meter. This is the height of the lignite bench. Above the lignite bench, you are having overburden benches. Overburden bench of average height 25 meter. Okay, so number of overburden benches are there. Top bench, below that another bench is there, below that another bench is there, below that another bench, below that so number of benches 1 2 3 4 5. There are 5 number of overburden benches are there. So these overburden materials are to be caught, removed, and spread in the refilling area. This is the refilling area. Left side is a refilling area, right side is your mine is advancing mine advancing side, and left side is refilling side. Whatever overburden material you are getting from the right side, those material is to be dumped. Those materials should be dumped on the refilling area, because uh, in the refilling area, uh, the reclamation is to be carried out, because here there is no lignite. You have already mined, the lignite is already mined from the left side. So these are all spoil banks, overburden banks. Okay, so this is the layout of a bucket wheel excavator mines. Uh, in every bench there is a bucket wheel excavator. There is a bucket wheel excavator in every bench operating, and these materials are transported after cutting the overburden materials. They are transported by the help of a belt conveyor system, and they are fed to the spreaders, and these are the spreaders. By the help of the spreaders, the reclamation is carried out, the material is stacked. These are spoil banks, spoil materials, overburden materials on the left side, refilling materials. Okay, so this is the method of working with the help of a bucket wheel excavator. Bucket wheel excavator. So this bucket wheel excavator is designated as 1400 liter bridge type bucket wheel excavator. What does it mean? What does it the meaning? What does it mean? 1400 liter bridge type bucket wheel excavator. So usually the capacity of a bucket wheel excavator is measured in liters. 1400 liter capacity of the bucket wheel excavator. Not in the case of a drag line, in the case of a shovel, you measure the bucket capacity in cubic meter, whereas in the case of a bucket wheel excavator, the capacity of the bucket is measured in liters. 1400 liter bucket wheel excavator. It is a bridge type bucket wheel excavator. You see in this diagram. So this is the bucket wheel. After the material is caught, it is flowing through the belt conveyor system, and it is going to the spreader. So, so that the material can be spread on the decolled area, on the void created after the mineral is taken out. So this 1400 liter bridge type bucket wheel excavator can produce 2250 cubic meter per hour. Its capacity, it can produce 2250 cubic meter of material per hour. And the outreach from bucket wheel boom to discharge boom is 132 meters, 132 plus or minus 12 meters. So the outreach up to what distance the discharge boom can carry the materials, 130 meters distance, the material can be taken by the help of the belt conveyor associated with your bucket wheel excavator. So the maximum height of the cot is 30 meter. This machine can cut a bench of 30-meter height, and the weight of the machine is 3,193 tons. The weight of this machine is 3,193 tons. So this is the machine which is called 1400-liter bridge type bucket wheel excavator, whose rated capacity, production capacity is 2250 cubic meter per hour, and the outreach from the bucket wheel boom to the discharge boom is 130 meters. Height of the bench which can be caught by the bucket wheel excavator is 30 meter, and weight of the machine is 3,193 tons. So this is the specification of a 1400-liter bridge type bucket wheel excavator. This 1400-liter uh, bridge type bucket wheel excavator is clearly visible in this diagram. So this is the cutting wheel, bucket wheel. This is the wheel which is cutting the material, uh, and this is the bench which is caught by the bucket wheel excavator. So after the material is caught, it is fed to this belt conveyor, and this belt conveyor transfers the material to another belt conveyor, and this is the place where you are going to dump the materials. So this is the layout, this is the diagram of a bucket wheel excavator. So these are the ropes by the help of which the up and down movement of the bucket wheel excavator, operation of the bucket wheel is carried out by these suspended ropes. Here in this machine, rated production capacity of the bucket wheel excavator is 2250 cubic meter per hour, and outreach from the boom to the discharge boom is 61 meters, and maximum height which can be caught by this machine is 26 meter, and the weight of the machine is 2170 tons. So this is a smaller type of machine compared to the previous one which we have shown in the previous diagram. So there is a very small machine is also there, which is 700-liter bucket wheel excavator with deep cut facility. There is another machine, bucket wheel excavator is there, whose capacity is 700 liters with deep cut facility. Here it can produce, in this machine can produce 1100 cubic meter of material per hour, and the discharge boom, bucket wheel boom to discharge boom distance is 63.8 meters, and maximum height which can be caught by this machine is 18 meters only, and weight of the machine is 1450 tons. So we have seen three types of machines, and the first machine is 1400-liter bridge type bucket wheel excavator. which is having more weight. Second time is 1400 liter bucket wheel excavator with a medium type of machine. And third one is a small machine of 700 liter capacity with deep cut facility. So this is the varieties of machines are available which will be selected by the mining company for their requirement. So there is this is the spreader. The capacity of the spreader is 11,000 tons per hour. The capacity of this spreader is 11,000 tons per hour. What is the function of the spreader? The function of the spreader is to spread the material. It can rotate 360 degrees and the material can be dumped in all the directions uh, so that the area from which you have already taken out the minerals will be refilled, will be reclaimed by the help of a spreader. The overburden material will be spread over the area from where the mineral is already mined. So the void is filled up by the help of a spreader so that the reclamation activities can be carried out. Theoretical design capacity of a 11,000 tons per hour spreader is 11,000 tons per hour. Outreach from receiving boom to the discharge boom is 130-meter distance. It can throw the material to a distance of 135 meters. Working gradient, it can work in a gradient 1 in 20. Weight of the machine is 1450 tons. So this is 11,000 tons per hour spreader. Okay. Spreader. The function of the spreader to spread the material. So this is the diagram of a bridge type 1400 liter bucket wheel excavator in operation. So this is the bench which is caught by this wheel. The bucket wheel excavator is cutting this bench. So after the material is caught, it is fed to the belt conveyor and the belt conveyor carries the material and spreads, uh, feeds to the spreader for spreading on the dump yard. So this is a bridge type 1400 liter bucket wheel excavator which is in operation now. So next is your spreader, how the material is spread. This is the spreader. You just see how the material is spreading. So the material coming from the bucket wheel excavator is fed to this spreader, and this spreader uh, transports the material by the help of a belt conveyor, and the material is dumped here. The material is dumped here, spreading. It can rotate 360 degrees and the material can be spread all around. So this is the dumping operation of 20,000 tons per hour spreader. The capacity of this spreader is 20,000 tons per hour. Per hour, it can spread 20,000 tons of material. This is the dumping operation carried out by the help of a spreader. Okay, so the bucket wheel excavator. This is the bench. This is the uh, this is the uh, configuration of a bench from which the bucket wheel excavator cuts the material by the help of a 700 liter bucket wheel excavator operation in the lignite bench. This is the lignite bench. So the overburden is cut by bigger machines because the overburden is thick, whereas the coal bench is uh, a small height bench. So therefore the coal bench is taken by a 700 liter bucket wheel excavator uh, operation in the lignite bench. This is the lignite bench. So this is the cut area. This is the way the bucket wheel excavator cuts from bottom to top. From bottom to top it cuts. So this is the layout of a bench after cutting by the help of a bucket wheel excavator. So if you see the uh, uh, diagram here, by the help of the bucket wheel excavator, uh, uh, in a navally lignite corporation, the groundwater is a problem. There are aquifers are there. There are aquifers are there. There are water uh, bodies are there in the strata. So if there is water in the mines, then there will be problem. So therefore, you have to go for uh, removing the water. So depressurization is to be carried out. You just see, you just see this layout, how the mining is carried out in navally lignite corporation, excavation with local depressurization, because in the below the deposit, uh, uh, below the deposit, there are some water pockets are there, aquifers are there. So it is, since water is there, so the lot of water will come out while mining. So therefore you have to depressurize, because water is lying in the aquifers with high pressure. So they are called these aquifers are called artesian aquifer. uh, so these artesian aquifers are having pressure. So this pressure is to be reduced by removing the water. You have to take out the water by pumping, by drilling and pumping. So by so these water are taken out through this pipeline and thrown at the surface to downstream units, to the river channel, to the canal. So they are taking out the water from the mine by this pipeline and dumping there in the mm, downstream area. And on the right side you see here, because this is the overburden bench, this uh, pink color is the overburden bench. So this is the top bench where the bucket wheel excavator is working. Below there is another bench is there, overburden bench. So uh, below that another overburden bench is there. One, two, three, four overburden benches are there. So below that your lignite is there. Below that your lignite is there. So they are having sand and artesian aquifers. Water is there. So these water pressure is to be reduced by taking out the water, and removing the water and dumping in the downstream. The water is to be first. This is the major problem encountered in navally lignite corporation, because below the lignite deposit there are artesian aquifers are there, water pockets are there, water bodies are there. So therefore you have to depressurize the water. You have to take out the water by pumping, groundwater pumping from the mines at a rate of 110 million cubic meter of water per annum. Annually, they are pumping 110 million cubic meter of water from the uh, mine. So for carrying out that operation, 45 numbers of 1000 GPM pumps with 20 inch diameter pipes are in operation. So to take out the water, such a huge amount of water, 110 million cubic meter of water annually they are handling. So how to handle such a huge amount of water, how to pump the water from the mine? So for that purpose they are using 45 number of 1000 gallon per gallon per minute pumps. There are 45 number of pumps are there. Each pump is having capacity of 1000 gallons per minute, and diameter of the pipe through which the water is evacuated is 20-inch pipes are used. So this is the layout of the lignite mining operation which is carried out in Navali Lignite Corporation by using the bucket wheel excavators. So the overburden benches, there are 4 number of overburden benches are there. Below that your lignite deposit is there. Okay. So this is the excavation with local depressurization. Pressure of the water is to be depressed. So for carrying out this operation, safe mining of lignite by controlling the artesian pressure by pumping operations. These artesian aquifer water bodies are having huge pressure. So the pressure is to be reduced by evacuating the water by pumping operations. And this is the mine caught area. This is the mine caught area where static pressure surface before pumping. Before pumping, pressure level was this. Then to uh, this water which is taken out from the artesian aquifers are dumped or discharged to the downstream area. To the downstream area means your nalas, your rivers or low-lying areas. The water is removed and dumped. And after that only you can go for mining. Pressure uh, surface lowered by pumping. So this is the line, green line is the pressure how it is being lowered by pumping. So this artesian aquifer uh, is having sand, and in the sand water pockets are there, artesian aquifers are there, which is a great challenge for the mining engineers to carry out the mining operations. So for that purpose, the Navali Lignite Corporation, they are using 45 number of pumps to evacuate the water so that it will not create problem for the mining operations. Okay, so this is the layout of one mine in Navali Lignite Corporation. Okay, so the mining process for surface miner. So today we have discussed about the bucket wheel excavators. So tomorrow means next class we'll discuss about the surface miner. There is another machine, continuous mining machine is there, which is called your surface miner. So this surface miner, how it is being used, that we are going to discuss in your next class. So today we have discussed about the bucket wheel excavators. Today's class was on bucket wheel excavators. These bucket wheel excavators are used for mining the lignite deposits because the lignite is soft as well as the overburden material which is uh, which is lying on the top of the lignite deposit are also soft. So if the material is soft, then the bucket wheel excavators can be easily used. The bucket wheel excavator can mine the soft materials without blasting. Without going for blasting, the soft materials can be mined by bucket wheel excavators. And the bucket wheel excavator capacity bucket size is measured in liters. 1400 liter bucket wheel excavator, 1100 liter bucket wheel excavator, 700 liter bucket wheel excavator. Different sizes of bucket wheel excavators are there. They are very big machines. They can remove the earth very quickly That is why they are called your heavy earth moving machines. They can remove the earth very quickly, therefore they are called heavy earth moving machines. Okay, so these heavy earth moving machines like your bucket wheel excavator, not only they can be used for soft materials, they can be also used for medium soft materials, medium hard materials. They can also be used for medium hard materials. So if you are going to mine the medium hard materials, then you have to blast. Light blasting is to be carried out maybe by using low explosives, by using light explosives, by using light blasting. The material will be loosened, and after that the bucket wheel excavator can be deployed to take out the materials. And the bucket wheel excavator is used along with a spreader, along with the belt conveyor. So after the material is caught by the bucket wheel excavator, it will load the materials to the belt conveyor system. The belt conveyor will carry the material and feed to the spreader, and the spreader will spread the material on the decolled area, on the area from where the mineral is already taken out. So that is the spoil area, dump area. So why you are using the spreader? Because the spreader can spread the material 360 degrees all around uniformly, and after that you can go for reclamation. After that you can plant the trees. So this is the reason why you are using the spreaders along with your bucket wheel excavators. And these bucket wheel excavators are very gigantic machines, very big machines, and they will produce huge amount of material very quickly in 1 hour. And the other problem today for the level, because this bucket wheel excavator they are using in Navali Lignite Corporation for lignite mining. So uh, uh, there is problem, water problem in the lignite mining because of the artesian aquifers are there. So for that purpose they are using the pumps. There are 45 number of pumps so to evacuate the water. Thank you. So today's class was on bucket wheel excavators. Thank you for your listening. Have a good day. Have a nice day. Thank you. Meet you in the next week. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Uh,
sir,
yes,
is
yes.
there any cut-off, like any cut-off thing after that bucket wheel excavator should not excavate the material, we have to blast? Is there any cut-off range of?
Yes, yes, yes. Um, uh, the materials are categorized as soft materials, semi-hard materials, hard materials, and very hard materials. There are four categories of materials are there, depending upon their compressive strength, density, and other rock parameters. So in rock mechanics, you just look into it. What should be the this is a table. This is a table tabulated where the rocks are categorized as soft, medium, uh, hard, and
Sir,
very.
the table is not visible, sir.
Table I have not shown you, but you can find out it.
Okay, but you see that this is a table, so I am confused.
Yes, yes. So what is the value? You can check it. You can find out from the table. I have not shown the table. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.